the CEO and co-founder of Panamplify, Mr. Michael Pratt.
See everything out.
I'm the last one, And you know what's crazy about being the last guy is you get to be crazy. Am I off the thing?
No, you got no slides.
It's all right. While they do that, I have an app. Seriously, I have an app that sends an offer to your phone where you get to take up the offer, and it sends a freshly laundered golf outfit to you and a beer to the golf course at your mother's assisted living facility, and then you get to review it all in one app. It's crazy. It's crazy. Meter on that? You measured that, right? Okay. Thank you. Does this work? All right. Sorry. What? Okay, it's right here. You guys falling on your job. You're supposed to gong me if I go too far to the right. That's what I was doing. Service companies have clients. Product companies have customers. Let's remember that as we go through this. Okay, Panamplify. Marketing companies, service companies, have a huge amount of work to do to deliver reports to their clients. They don't have customers, they have clients. Those clients ask simple questions that are intuitive, but we lose sight of. Like, I gave you a lot of money, what did you do with my money, and how did it perform? The amount of work that goes into answering just those questions is off the charts. We eliminate that work to allow you to do real things like analysis, et cetera, and provide value, et cetera, and not be bogged down in Yogi's use of the word grunt work. We like to talk about that word too. How do we do it? We use artificial intelligence, intelligent systems, I'll get into that in a minute, to eliminate that grunt work and transform the way the folks that are building those reports do their job. What is the problem? Data scientists don't scale. You can't add more data scientists to cheaply get that work done. This is before any analysis gets done, okay? Painful lessons. I ran a marketing agency for 6 years. We were buried with this problem. We had clients like Coca-Cola and Smirnoff who were just simply asking questions. Hey, you guys took all this money. How did we do? What did you do with our money? The amount of work to do that was burying and taking away all of the margin that we had as a service provider. This is the stuff that we're involved in. You're not supposed to read this, but anybody that's ever run a marketing campaign knows that all these kinds of systems are feeding data into digital assets, and they're driven by business outcomes. And somebody is putting all that information together and creating reports just to say how they were doing. How big is this problem? There are 120,000 agencies in the United States alone. 11,000 of them have 100 or more clients. Our data shows that they're spending at least 12 hours a month just getting these reports together, okay? It's a lot of money when you think about the manpower and resources dedicated to that. How do you fix this? So I mentioned intelligent systems. Everybody knows about Google's deep learning algorithm, which is basically scan 10 million pictures, identify a puppy. That's awesome. Machine learning, which is taking unstructured data sets and uncovering insights out of it. Also awesome. Not what we do. A lesser known is called intelligent systems. You can think of, it's in place over the last 5 years in port operations. Okay, the Port of Baltimore, robots take the containers off the ships via cranes and put them onto trucks that are driven without humans into a staging area and picked up by drivers. That's not scanning 10 million pictures and identifying a puppy, but each of those components of the system knows about the other parts of the system to be able to act intelligently and eliminate what's pretty tedious work. These are driven by business objectives, okay? Marketing campaign, I'm doing an activation, I'm doing a brand awareness campaign. Those are the objectives of the campaign. So we're not analyzing tons of data, we're eliminating it to help answer the question. We automate the transformation of the data that is part of that problem, right? Transformation of data, what does that mean? Well, you connected to Facebook and you downloaded a massive dump of data. What form do you need it in order to make that pretty bar chart to give your client? You have to transform that data. It's a lot of work. No one does any thinking while they're doing that work, but it wastes a lot of time. We do that automatically. Then you got to put that into a report. Should it be a bar chart or a line chart? Maybe it's a table. How about a map? What kind of campaign is it? What do I need to report? Ooh, we didn't do so well on that part. Maybe I should emphasize that part. Things like that are all the decisions that have to be made just to get the report put together, and we haven't even made it pretty yet. We augment the human intelligence. We do not replace humans. We give them superpowers. It's a big difference. So no one should be afraid of losing their job when they use us. It looks like this. Top left is a picture of an actual user screen with actual clients from an agency that we sell to, and that's a typical report. That's got about 24 data sources feeding into it, customized automatically through the AI element of our application just for that particular client and the marketing campaign that they were doing. Traction so far, we have 4 agency customers live with the platform. There's about 51 brands, maybe it's about 60 as of today, and they are all paying full price. So the Almost. Questions?
Hey, Mike, looks awesome. Can you tell me if anyone else is doing anything similar? Because I don't know this space at all.
Exactly similar, no, but there are a lot of solutions being brought to bear in the space to solve the problem. So most of it's in the tool space, but that's the problem. There are tools out there like Domo and Tableau, which are amazing, but they're like giant Swiss Army knives, and you have to have a team to use the tool. And that doesn't solve the problem, which was, I don't have the resources to solve the problem in the first place. Pardon me?
Anyone can use it?
Oh, absolutely, in minutes. There's no onboarding, like 3-month onboarding process with a team of consultants. Winston, are you deciding, or I'll pick?
Oh, what's your monetary structure? Is it a subscription model? Like, if I want this, do I just pay you by the month, or?
Thank you for asking that. So most ad tech systems charge as a percentage of money spent on the advertising. We don't do that because that just incentivizes you to spend more money with me. Or by user. Some agencies have 10 people on an account, some have 1. We don't charge by the user. We charge by the project, which is like a campaign, right? It's generally a 1-to-1, 1 brand, 1 project, but some brands have a couple of ad campaigns going on. So that's 1, 2, 3. So we charge by that. You can have as many users as you want in this.
And can you, the team, I know you didn't get to tell us about that. Tell us about the team.
I also didn't throw in the fact that we raised $1.1 million in December, which is fueling our team. My co-founder and I, Chris St. John, who was formerly at BrainSpace, he and I have 4 developers. It's all development, and I'm the C everything O, as Trey pointed out. And we should have hopefully 2 to 3 more developers before Christmas. So call it 10 by Christmas, if we're lucky.
So how does it collect? I'm sorry. How does it collect the data?
So the system is authenticated via whatever platform the agency is using on behalf of their brand. So if it's Facebook, it's Facebook. If it's DoubleClick ad stack, it's DoubleClick. Sorry. So it's not us. We do cache the data with Amazon Web Servers and everything else, but it's the brand's data ultimately being used on behalf of the brand by the agency.
What's the most difficult processing part of your sales process?
The sales process is the easiest part. They're bleeding profusely. This takes their man hours from dozens down to almost nothing. So we are backed up with customers, and we're feeding them in slowly because the platform's not finished, really. We got 15 platforms connected to, and we're bringing on an agency or 2 a month. By December, the platform should be done and scalable, where we plan on having our first agency onboarded without any Panamplify humans touching the process. But right now, there's humans involved, like me and the team.
So your sales cycle in closing a new agency is about a month? 30 days?
Now it's a lot longer because right now it's manual. There will be an onboarded process where an agency will come on like any other SaaS web app or Salesforce, for example, without a human involved. But then there'll be higher value, higher touch stuff, which will probably be measured in months. But right now the amount of time is probably about 2 to 3 months. But when I meet them and I talk to them, they're like, yes, I have this problem. Can you solve it automatically? Yes. And so it's not a long, because there's no onboarding. So it's yes or no, we can take you. And we're really looking for folks that are doing campaigns in areas that push the roadmap further. So we just did DoubleClick ad stack, and I want other programmatic stacks further, not just more DoubleClick, if you know what I mean.
So since you're adding all this AI, I mean, do clients ever push back on, like, how can they tell if what you're giving me is true?
They know it's not the truthfulness of the data. It's whether the report looks and is arranged and is represented in a way they want to tell the story to their client. That's what they really care about. Although they do go back and check the data, but they were doing screenshots of individual systems, and data's ridiculous, as you know. It's when the platform gives it to you, which varies, you know, and you can take a snapshot. Twitter doesn't tell you half the stuff you want to know. You have to store it and then add it up and then present it.
I want to riff off that. Do you do a side-by-side? Does a client want to do a side-by-side to see how it works with the old process and how it works with yours?
That's interesting. I don't know how to side-by-side some 28-year-old college graduate slaving on a Saturday night with an Excel spreadsheet, but they've never asked for that. But they
You can
just like
find
the
it on
fact that it
YouTube.
happens without them doing that. No, we're not. We are using a lot. We have a database. Hadoop is not the database that we use, but this isn't a data crunching problem/solution. We are not analyzing reams of data. The data is theirs. It's always theirs. We're helping take the data, throw out the stuff we don't need in order to tell the story to the client.
Yep.
If they want to know how did we do in the 18 to 24 years, we don't tell them that.